Greetings. What's going on? Once again, I'm back on my lunch break from work. This is it's a very convenient time to make videos, you know. I took a break of making anything over the weekend. I didn't feel like doing anything else, being real lazy. Just taking a lot of naps and drinking and stuff, but that's anyways. I just wanted to make a video today talking about control and what is in control and what we can do to regain control, us as the people of this country, America that is, possibly the world. Who knows how large, how sprawling the control is, and who actually is at the pinnacle of that control. I'll see tons of videos talking about, it's the Zionists, no, it's the Catholics, it's the pagans, it's a whole bunch, it's the Rockefellers, and it's like, well, you know what? It's probably all of them. There's probably several different world-bending factions out there who all have the same principle of control in mind, but have different philosophies and ideologies and dogmas on how that control should be implemented, or what they should do with that control, or maybe ultimate end goals. There's also the eugenicists and whatnot. I think that one's probably maybe a more widespread idea. I do think that there are groups out there who find themselves better than the lower strungs, or what they consider to be the the lower class populations of the world. They consider themselves to be the elite, the ultra humans or whatever, even though they've been breeding for God knows how many hundreds of years. Maybe there's some families out there that have been doing it for thousands and have been working towards their goal for so long. I don't know. I was born relatively not that long ago, 19 years. It's not that long. I've only had a very short time of actually being aware of this shit to actually kind of start like, all right, that was the most overwhelming thing in the world for me, is when I started realizing shit's not the way it seems, and you start getting into it a little bit. At first, you feel like you know it all. At first, you feel like, oh shit, all right, I know it all. I know everything. I figured out who's in charge and what we got to do to stop it. But then, as you learn more and more and more and more, it's like, okay, there's a fucking avalanches. There's entire mountain ranges of information that I have to fucking sift through to figure out what's actually going on. There's so many people on the internet and in real life that will claim to know exactly what's going on, but it's like, do you really know what's going on? Stop bullshitting yourself. Some of them maybe do it for views, because it's very clickbaity, Oh, we never saw this coming. Oh, shit, things are going to change. It's like, well, what exactly is going to change? See, that's the problem. I think I'll give it, my guess right now is that by the 2030s, some shit's going to go down. Maybe it'll be a war with North Korea. Maybe we'll invade Venezuela, do some more fucked up shit. Maybe the American Empire will start to collapse. I don't know. But if nothing happens by the 2030s, I'm going to be real skeptical. Because either A, the people in control are in complete control, like dystopia, like 1984 shit, like where you don't really know when you're in a dystopia, you're just kind of in it, and they control all facets of life. Like, when you're born, they take your blood, they have our DNA locked up and recorded. That is, if you were born in a Western hospital within the last 50 years, something like that. They've got your DNA on records. People taking all those, 123, 123, DNA tests and, Ancestry.com, doing that stuff. See, I want to see my ancestry, but I don't want to give up my DNA data. I feel like I don't want any genetic testing to be done with my shit, my superior genes. I want those to be kept to my family lines. I don't want no eugenicists looking at my hair and going, oh, I want my kid to have that, and then they fucking upload it to their child before they're born or some stupid shit like that. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we don't really know. It's so hard to figure out who the fuck's in control. I don't know. Maybe it's the Zionists. I don't know. At one point, I thought the Jews were coming for all of us, but it's like, you know what? They're probably not. They're all human. They've got their fallacies. I mean, sure. Then there's those talks about maybe they're doing channeling, and they're getting weird messages from elsewhere and the moon, and who fucking knows? Maybe they are. Maybe they're all fucking reptiles. Maybe they're controlled by the reptiles, and the reptiles, or maybe the reptilian brain is more of an archetype than anything that's kind of uploaded itself into the human consciousness. It's possible, like a virus. So I don't know, maybe people weren't always like this, so fucked up and diluted. I think it's that we just have so much time on our hands now. We're not spending all our time trying to survive. Sorry, I'm a little sick still, so my lungs are fucking spitting shit up at me. But, yeah, now that we have all this free time, like, I work 40 hours a week. I work full-time. But relative to what people had to do 100 years ago, 200 years ago, it's nothing. They were working their entire lives, all day, every day. Not all day, but, most of their time was spent farming, gathering resources, gathering money, buying food. They can, like, stockpiling for the winter. Like, I live in Michigan. It'd be such a pain in the ass if we had to stockpile for winter. It'd be fucking unbelievable. Having to, like, cut wood for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours so you don't freeze to death. Have enough food stockpiled in your fucking basement so you don't starve to death. You don't have to eat your dog or anything like that, Because the winters here can get pretty brutal. It's already getting cold. The fucking winter bites in the air. I've got multiple layers on. I got my trusty old flannel and my flannel top coat. So I'm staying warm, but the cold is coming. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant for now. I'll probably get deeper into this topic. I'll, like, pick certain spots and maybe do some, like, longer videos. Maybe I'll do some editing or something on my computer. I don't know. I'm gonna organize some shit when I get home. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll, like, pick out certain groups to talk about. Cause I watch a little bit on the Rockefellers, read a little bit on them. So I'm trying to get into that with all the big oil conspiracies and what they're doing with that money and whatnot. But anyways, that's all for now. Peace.